Welcome back. It's your boy Pip Pop, and we just did a video on these trend lines. If you didn't watch that one, go ahead and find it, and I'll have it in a little square thing right here. So the next one is we're doing Fibonacci retracement. Very simple, just like the trend lines where you're picking low points and high points. The Fibonacci, I generally find a really good high and low. You can see on the 1 hour here, we have a really good example of this high up here. So I'm actually going to grab this Fibonacci retracement, Fib retracement tool, okay, and we're going to go just take that peak right there and drag this all the way down to this low, and I'm spreading it out so I have the image. I can keep this whole area being understood, and you can see how well this Fibonacci was respected from this point, bounced off of here, rejected off of this line, rejected here multiple times, rejected again, and even the Fibonacci has its own dotted trend line, and you can see it followed that same trend, right, that we just drew coming down here in the previous video. So going back up, you can see the same thing here. Boom, wicked right off of the top of that Fibonacci. So the Fibonacci is going to allow you to have that understanding of where these resistance and support levels are for trading. And so now that we're getting a bounce off of here, we could probably expect a retracement back into this zone, and you'll know whether or not that's going to happen based off of whether or not it breaks through the trend lines here. So now that I have that major Fibonacci, 1 hour is a little long for retracement for me. For trading for me. So I generally trade on the 1 minute, but really good zone that we have right there. And I'm going to draw another one from this high. Actually, we're going to do this low to this high. And we're going to see now on the minute scale, boom, right, bounced off of this area, kind of bouncing off of this green line here, and you also now you have a tighter, cleaner zone for these pivot points, right? These resistance and support on the 1 minute scale, and you could very realistically, when it hits the gold line, trade it down to the green line here, and then when it hits this teal line, trade it up back to the green line, and just kind of scalp those positions. That does come with a higher risk, so I generally like to wait for these breakouts and then trade to these Fibonacci's. I have traded back and forth like this before, but sometimes you're not as lucky on how long this is going to continue. And that's a very quick, easy understanding of the Fibonacci. A lot of times too, I'll mark off using just the horizontal line here that price will probably come back and reject off of the bottom of this peak here, and then same thing here on the bottom of this little V here. These are going to be rejection zones. You can see the support down here, and then you even have one kind of through the bottom right here. You can see just right at the tops of the bottom of those bottom candles, right at the top of this bottom candle, and just underneath the bottoms of this top candle. So adding to where I would kind of draw or play these trades out from. So that's it. That's the Fibonacci. Also, basic understanding of resistance and support. Finding where you would understand where price will go, right? Because price will always go back to where it's been before at some point. So that's it. Clean and simple. Enjoy, guys. Have a good one.